How many of you would like to start a business but don't know where to start? Type in the comments, want to start below. How many of you have an idea of what kind of business you want to start, but then you're thinking about what the direction you want to take it to make it profitable, or you lack the funding or stuff like that? So type in the comments below, lack funding. So this video is about entrepreneurship and design methodology. And a person who would be interested in something like that would either be very creative and open to new experiences. So, and I acknowledge you for clicking on this video. And I would consider somebody who watches this video is somebody who is a potential entrepreneur. So you've already begun. In this video, you will find the three things you need to apply design in your business. So it's basically concept, case study, and prototyping. So we'll talk about that in this video. Before we begin, may I speak to, like, if you've never heard about me before, may I just introduce myself? I am Mohit. I am trained as an architect, and I have dabbled in several startup companies as a consultant on various degrees in marketing as well as business development. So, and various other responsibilities. What am I crazy about? What I am crazy about is entrepreneurship, and I'm crazy about design. So how can you apply design into business practices, and how would design make such a big difference? So if you've heard of Peter Thiel, he wrote this book called 0 to 1. So Peter Thiel was the co-founder of PayPal, and he is also the part of the PayPal mafia, which is basically him and Elon Musk and all the other previous people who were working with them back in the 90s when PayPal was getting up there. And now all one of the people of PayPal mafia, of course, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, SpaceX, and Tesla, and Reid Hoffman, who made LinkedIn, who wrote, who co-founded LinkedIn. So he has a particular quote in his book about where he talks about design being the next, like entrepreneurs are basically designers. And let me read that quote to you so that we set the stage. I should really have saved that quote, isn't it? So here, why would it be valuable for you to read a book such as 0 to 1? 0 to 1 is a book which is all about how you can build a startup, and what kind of a mindset and the context you would need to build something which is actually works, which is not something that crashes and burns. It's like a vehicle. Your company is like a vehicle which stays afloat. So there's this interesting chapter which I would really like to talk about today on Peter Thiel's book, which is "You're Not a Lottery." So Peter Thiel has a really superior philosophy, if you will, about how you need to go forward, navigate in this new economy. And his book is very much relevant this decade. And the chapter that I'm talking about, "You're Not a Lottery Ticket," there's a sub-chapter called "The Return of Design." The quote is, "It's true that every great entrepreneur is first and foremost a designer. And today, good design is just an aesthetic imperative. Everybody from slackers to yuppies carefully curates their outward appearance, but that's not how design would. That's just surface level design. Like, there is some thought put into it, but you need to go deeper. So anyone who has held an iDevice or a smoothly machined MacBook has felt the result of Steve Jobs' obsession with visual and experiential perfection. But the most important lesson to learn from Jobs has nothing to do with aesthetics. The greatest thing Jobs designed was his businesses. So Jobs designed his business. He has only one, that's Apple. So Apple imagined and execute definite multi-year plans to create new products and distribute them effectively. Forget minimum viable products. Ever since they started Apple in 1976, Jobs saw that you can change the world through careful planning, not by listening to some focus group feedback or copying other success. So Apple has always, come so far ahead, and they have been able to come up with products which, they have built a tribe of people who are ready to buy anything they give out. It's like they have see, all in the startup world, we have this thing where we talk about early adopters, right? These early adopters are those hobbyist kind of people who are like open to new experiences. They would love to try new things, and like that's the issue. Like, see, there's a saying that if you build a better mousetrap, the world will beat a path to your door, and that is absolutely inaccurate. Because even though your like the product that you built is superior, it needs to be 10 times superior than what is currently in the market. That is the bitter truth. And like software people, right? Nerds, basically. Like, it's not a negative connotation anymore. Being a nerd is something of an honor. Like, come on, I'm a nerd too. So nerds think that like sales and marketing is something to be detested. Peter Thiel talks about how in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Douglas Adams writes how, like, the in the story, when human beings are trying to escape a planet from annihilation, they put all the artists and the creators in one rocket. They put the other like, there's another portion of the demographic of thing to the rocket C, and then they put the salesmen and the consultants in another rocket, and they ship them off to like basically to Earth, and all the other guys, they go to better planets apparently. But that's the thing, that reflects, the point is that reflects how the nerd culture detests salesmen, because that kind of sales doesn't work on me. I am like above marketing, like nothing, whatever marketed to me, it doesn't work on me, like stuff like that. So Peter Thiel argues, and I agree with him wholeheartedly, that how important sales and marketing is. Like, he talks about invisible salespeople, and how, like, some sales, like, if you like master the art of sales, it's as if like you're invisible. You're like Predator from that movie. Like, you kill them. Like, okay, I'm probably using an analogy of like war and stuff, but go with me here. You are like one of those silent predators who do their job pretty effectively and not be seen at all. So, and the salespeople that you do see, you see them failing horribly, right? They like fumble, they are awkward. It's like the cliche that when a guy comes to pick girls at a bar, they don't notice that the guy is fumbling, and I mean, don't notice the guy who's doing a good job. Like, when, like, there is something like when somebody is a very skilled pickup artist, you don't even notice he is a skilled pickup artist. Whereas a person who is like still amateur, who's still learning on the job, is a bit of a novice. Like, yeah, you notice those people. So a very poignant quote here is that like engineers let me just pull up that quote. Hey, I'm not editing this video, so like you have to bear with me here. But there was this really good quote that I want to share it with you. It was phenomenal. Yeah, like, this is how my videos are going to be, isn't it? Like, we're going to have a lot of these awkward silent moments when the YouTuber looks through his old books to find that one quote. Wow, I'm like being super professional here, aren't I? Regardless, the quote was, okay, basically the quote, let me just paraphrase it. Okay, basically the quote was that engineers find, we all know like how difficult engineering is. The opaqueness of it is like, we know the STEM things are like mathematics, science, technology, engineering are difficult, but we don't see how difficult sales is. Like, it's so opaque, and it's not as transparent as the STEM fields. Therefore, similarly, like, I would argue that just like how we said that how opaque sales and marketing is, similarly it comes to design. You don't see a good designer. Basically, good design is invisible. Like, you get so used to good design that unless you see its absence, you start to miss it. what I mean is its absence is felt. Like when you use, okay, like this, a good example would be, you hear the cliche, right? That people who keep using Apple, like start complaining that, oh, like I can't use an Android, man. Like Android, like it doesn't work. And people like, dude, stop talking. Like, so, they start complaining about how badly designed Android is. Like, there is some legitimacy to it because Apple spends so much time on their design principles. It's amazing. So the next, like we're going to see a lot of technologies that are going to be so much jarring to people. Like we might even have Luddites, all right? Like some Luddites would be like, oh, total digital, like not digital minimalism, but technological minimalism. I don't want to go for technology anymore. I'm going to go full on organic, primitive technology. I'm going to use clay pots and stuff like that. Like I'm just, exaggerating, but you get the point. In this decade, we're going to see a huge influx of technology from GRIN, all right? The genetics, robotics, information technology, and nanotechnology. It's going to be like a cold water splash to anybody who's not into technology. And we need good design. We need good design to like help them ease into the transition so that we can so that they don't stop funding the technology, man. Like design, like technology is getting scary, we're getting CRISPR technology. We're getting like these, scary looking, robots and stuff. Like people want to, we need to design products which embrace, like the common people. By common, I don't mean average or anything. I mean just, to touch upon the universal, principle of being human, right? So, like that's why we have universal principles of design, which you can apply to graphic design and all the other product design, industry design, and everything. So, what I argue is that, of course, you need like technology expertise. Of course, you need marketing and sales expertise. You also need design, and there is a methodology where you can do it. And I would recommend like a couple of books. I did promise you that I will show you like what are three basic tenets of design, which is concept, case study, and prototyping. Like you can just start your design using these three simple principles. And like one of the books I would recommend to you is The Design of Everyday Things by Don Norman. It's over that table there, so like I can't go and pick it up, right? Like I like in another one of my video, I showed the cover. Like my videos are going to be more professional very soon. Okay, this is like my 26th video, right? As I was saying, some other books that I would love to recommend to you guys is the Net and the Butterfly. It's by Olivia Fox Cabane, and it's written, and her the co-writer Judah Pollock. And why would you read that? Is because see, you need like for to come up with like interesting design things. Is like basically it's a creative act. So the Net and the Butterfly is a very fascinating book. Okay, like it's written by Olivia Fox Cabane. She has like this credibility of writing this another phenomenal book called The Charisma Myth, which which will really help you with networking and sales. All right, and the Net and the Butterfly is she has a background in neuroscience. She has done done some training programs and consultancy for these creativity and networking seminars. All right. And it is like connected. Okay, like I'll tell you why networking and creativity is connected is because when you have a huge group of people and you start brainstorming sessions and you build an environment in a context where new ideas are open to be seen, then you can create something really good. Like one of the reasons like new technologies that you invent do not come immediately to the market is that you need to think about the marketing and how the product will fit the market, like product market fit. And the Net and the Butterfly is an incredible book. It has some really good exercises which you can use with your team to like produce cool stuff. Further, like we need to talk about the organization that has like an expertise in design, which is the Stanford School of Design. It's also called the D School, like as opposed to B School, which is business school. This is like design school. And they have been doing this in 1956. They were the guys who built the first computer mouse along with Steve Jobs. And they have a couple of books out, which I would suggest you check it out. It's called one of them is Creative Confidence. It's written by I have it here somewhere. So right, it's by David Kelly. Yes, David Kelly. David Kelly is the guy who is the founder of IDEO. IDEO, like they have a incredible design methodology. They design systems as well as products, and it is very cool. I suggest you check that book out. And Designing Your Life by Dave Evans. So these two books I suggest you check it out, because Designing Your Life is applications of design principles on your life. So you can use all these design principles of, like, getting a concept. Like, what is a concept? Concept is like an idea you get, and for example, what inspired me to be an architect was that I saw a possibility that I could be somebody who could create new things, build beautiful things, and to some degree it was true. And the concept is like a core of an idea, like a seed of a thought, and it's like when you put it in your mind, it begins to grow, like a tree. Okay, like that was a disturbing image of a tree coming out of my head, but you get my point. So like that would be a concept. Now, to know whether this concept would work, you need a case study. So when I thought of, like, if I apply design principles to my career, when I get the concept that, hey, I want to be an architect, not just somebody who makes buildings, but I want to like apply my design principles to other domains of technicalities, then I would need to know if there are some other people like me. These are case studies. And for case studies, I can look at people like Buckminster Fuller, who built a car, who thought about the Earth as a spaceship, like phenomenal guy. I would really suggest you check out Buckminster Fuller. And some other architects who are like just as good. And then I could apply the same case study to like other people who have done like some crazy stuff on design, such as Porsche, like Henry Ford, who came up with the assembly line when he saw the meat packing industry and the food industry, and he combined them applied it to manufacturing cars. And then the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, were actually bicycle mechanics. Back then, bicycles were the thing. Okay, like people are crazy about bicycles, and like a lot of bicycle mechanics came all over the place. And these guys figured out how to build a flying machine out of it. Like, not bad, right? Like, imagine doing that in your garage. And they figured out how to twist the wings of the plane to maneuver it on in 3 dimensions, which is no easy feat, right? Like that's where like 19th century, like 20th century, we got like a huge boost in technological progress, and it's just getting faster. So further, prototyping is your experiment. So Earl Nightingale has this quote in one of his recordings. Earl Nightingale was a protege of Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich. His quote is that the human race is fixed, not to stop the winners from winning. It's from the like losers from losing. Like, I'm paraphrasing. Like, basically, like, nobody loses in this economy. Basically, we have a plateau. Even though it does not seem like it, if you relatively compare it to what was there before, things are getting much better. And I would like argue that there are some videos I'll be posting about like the real statistics, the data of the world, and how the rate of progress is moving upwards, and it's on an upward like trend. And so why I say that is that you need to get comfortable with failure. All right, you need to understand that people who came from the previous past generation, the 30 years ago, the generation X, yeah, like their generation X, right? Yeah. So like in different countries, like they have a different culture of how it goes. In the country of like what you mostly see is that entrepreneurs, though it may be very popular, like it's still taken some other people, like they still didn't get the memo. So like any failure is considered a catastrophic loss. So even if you fail in any of your ventures, if any of your employees, even as an employee, if you get fired from a job and everything, it's obvious thing is like, yeah, try again. But remember, like there was a research that was done that an entrepreneur's chances of success increase after every failure. So if he has failed in his first venture, the next venture to succeed is much higher, and so on as it goes. So even if your chance of success is 0.1% in the first one, fail fast, fail forward, as they say, and do it in such a way that you have contingency plans, like you are able to maneuver. And I'll tell you why. Like when you're doing an entrepreneurial a venture and your journey into entrepreneurship, you really need a really good support system. You really need a good people around you, like a tribe of mentors, like people to talk to. It may not work if you are somebody who scores high in the neurotic spectrum. Like it helps if you are a bit extroverted. It does help. I'm not saying that introverts can't be entrepreneurs. They can definitely be entrepreneurs, and I'm pretty good at it too. It's just that like there are some things will take a toll on you. Like you will develop countermeasures as you keep going. That's the whole point of prototyping. So you will keep testing, you'll develop your mental models, you develop your new things, and you can do it. The best time to be an entrepreneur right now, really. You can make your billions. According to Naval Ravikant, like everybody in the world can be rich, and I agree with him, regardless of how the circumstances look. I really do agree with him because the data, it is in favor of us. The odds are in our favor, basically. And Buckminster Fuller said back in the 60s to 70s that he imagines a world where there are 6 billion billionaires, because the population of the world was 6 billion then. So it does not mean you have like $6 billion cash lying around. Like, I mean, I don't know, like that could also be a thing because of all the money printing they're doing. He's talking about a $6 billion of value because J. Rockefeller back in the 90s, sorry, the early 20th century, 1900s, he was the richest man. And today, whatever that guy had, like he would consider the lower middle class or whatever, like the bottom of the population to be actually richer than him because we have access to better technology. Like we have access to like limitless information. Like it's like we are living in some kind of a world where our previous generations would just dream about. So it's going to be a magical time, people, and you like the odds are in your favor. Like you can be whatever entrepreneur that you want to be, and design is going to help you a lot. So I hope this helped, and I hope this lifted your spirits or not. And thank you for watching so far, and there will be more of this coming soon. So see ya. Bye.